Yes, hello friends. The lady you see there, her name's Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao. Now, Joyce Nabosa Sebugwao is a person who has been in politics for quite a very long period of time. Uh, she's one of those people that you could say has been fighting Museveni under Dr. Kanokiza Besigye's party known as the FDC. She has been the vice president in FDC, Buganda region, and she was a former mayor of Lubaga for around, I think, 15 years. She also has a lot of connections in Buganda Kingdom, whereby she's one of the directors in one of the biggest radio stations in the country, known as CBS FM. CBS FM is renowned as a radio station that is really, really, really anti-Museveni in one way or the other. When the cabinet came out, people looked through it, and all of a sudden we saw that this lady had crossed and had joined Museveni. Now, so many people always do this kind of, tricks, and they say, "Oh no, for me I'm still in FDC, but I want to work for Museveni." Some say, "Oh, I'm still in NRM, whatever, DP, but I will go and work for Museveni." Now, mind you, Nabosa is 70 years, okay? Now, Museveni all of a sudden gave her a position of Minister of State for Information, and she said she accepted the position and she took it on. So many people in the FDC have come out to say, please don't accept the position, blah, 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 blah. What is funny is that our brothers and sisters in the FDC are now blaming People Power and Bobby Wine all of a sudden for Sebugwao's departure to the NRM. Literally, what some of them are saying is that, okay, Sebugwao is a younger lady who cannot differentiate between NRM and FDC, NRM and NUP. Oh, she's a very young woman who cannot differentiate between wine and water. Like if you give her wine and water, she's really young that you have to decide for her. And that the decisions she made, it is because of NUP. I believe Sebugwao is really a sane woman who made her own decisions according to her own conditions. And she has a right to do so. The problem with FDC is that they fail to address the problem and then look for scapegoats in the name of NUP. Now, why are they blaming NUP? They are saying that it is Bobby Wine who got a candidate and placed a candidate in this lady's constituency for mayor, and all of a sudden the lady was trounced. If the lady was really good and really, really, really good, right? If she was really doing a good job, then why did they vote her out? Why did the people of Lubaga vote her out as their mayor? Number one. Number two, this is a time that FDC should actually be very happy and thank NUP for exposing moles within the FDC. If it had happened the other way around, for FDC to expose moles within the NUP, I would be happy. Now, FDC is the party that is formerly led by that gentleman you see there, known as Kanokiza Besigye. Now, NUP, of course, is our party, Honorable Bachagula Sentamu's movement, and so on and so forth. Now, this lady had been the bridge between the FDC as well as Buganda. She is the one that took Amuriato Boy, the presidential candidate, to the king, blah blah blah, to discuss a few issues here and there, to the prime minister of Buganda, Central Region, and that kind of stuff. But this is what is interesting to me: that all of a sudden NUP is being blamed for Nabosa Sebugwao's departure to the NRM to go and work under Museveni's ministries. And we know very well that Museveni has always used and dumped people who cross from other parties to join NRM for a while, kill their popularity, make sure they are no longer welcome within the public, and afterwards he drops them. That's what he has been doing. And a good example is a former deputy mayor to Lukwago known as Sarah Kanyike. The lady was convinced by Museveni to give her a ministerial position. She didn't even spend a year in that position. Before she could even get her own office, she was kicked out of the position. The other one is Florence Nachiwara Chiyingi, another minister from Mengo. She was also kicked out. Now this one has also brought her head to join the party. Well, we all understand at 70, she has so many needs. She has the health concerns. She still wants to keep up with the lifestyle, and maybe if she doesn't have a political position, she cannot handle that particular lifestyle. So as a matter of fact, she has to cross. Well, we have seen crossings are something that is likely to happen in any political institution. That is how politics works. And I believe also even in NUP, some people might leave us and go and join Museveni. That is going to happen. But how do you deal with the situation? How do you handle the entire situation? Before I get to that, let us first look at according to the a few articles, because eventually the lady was chased out of her own party where she was the vice president. Now let us look at this article from the Observer. The Observer said that Joyce Nabosa Sebugwawo, the current deputy president of the Forum for Democratic Change, the party for Buganda region, has allegedly accepted the appointment as state minister for ICT and national guidance. According to two confidants we have spoken to for this story, Sebugwawo shocked many after she was appointed minister, said she is ready to work with a man she spent 20 years opposing. Quote, she's waiting for the tempers to cool down for her to speak on the appointment, the confidant said. Sebugwawo didn't pick calls to her known number when we reached out to her. But according to reliable sources within the FDC, when Sebugwawo lost the Lubaga division chairperson position, she was approached by people within Museveni's circles and asked whether she could take up an appointment by Museveni. Quote, she has been in contact with them and she should never say that she wasn't consulted, the source said. Going on, however, added that Sebugwawo would face an uphill task during the parliamentary vetting process. Quote, I was surprised that she was appointed because I was told she has no qualifications, the source said. For anyone to be appointed minister, she or he must have qualifications of being a member of parliament. These include being 18 years and above and also having an A-level or its equivalent academic qualifications. Now, does she have the qualifications? We believe she might have, she might not. Now, some people might say she has been mayor for the division. The qualifications for mayor for division are completely different from the qualifications of an MP. Because mayor for division, I think you need a minimum of what? Senior 4, that is GCE or P7, something of that sort. And then the parliamentary and all these ministerial, it is a little bit higher. We might see another scenario here. Now, the other issue is this, according to the Observer. Now, the other issue is this. So, what Museveni did is, after Sebugwawo being trounced, he reached out to her and is like, okay, are you interested in a position in the ministry? So Sebugwawo was, oh, yeah, I'll take it on. They asked her, don't you want to see, because you are taking a position in Museveni's government, you are becoming Museveni's supporter. No, I will take it. Don't you want to think about it in 1 or 2 days? No, I'll just take it right now. Really? Are you sure? Yes, please give it to me. Don't you have any concerns? No. Just give me the position. So Sebugwawo just took it on. And these people are saying that it is us who caused all these problems. You shouldn't blame us. You should blame the voter. If someone is incompetent and people decide to kick him or them out, you should blame the voters. Next time, bring a better candidate. That is what usually happens. Now, after Sebugwawo was accepted in the position in the party, the FDC now kicked her out of the party. FDC ejects Sebugwawo after ministerial appointment. Fellow comrades of the FDC, warm greetings from Najana Kumbi. As you are aware by now, Oweshtiwa Joyce Nabosa Sebugwawo, formerly the deputy president, has been appointed the state minister in the junta administration. I can confirm that she accepted the appointment and as a result offended Article 12 of the FDC constitution. She therefore ceases to be a member of FDC and has accordingly voluntarily relinquished her position as the deputy president. All of you will appreciate the work, sacrifice, commitment that Sebugwawo put into the formation, growth, and running of the party over the last more than 20 years of her political life. it is this political investment that she has, out of her own volition, chosen to abandon, especially at the time when the struggle to free this country has reached a critical stage and requires all of us. Her decision to leave the party in order to join our tormentor is purely personal, and the organs of the FDC were never consulted. She now joins our former colleagues who earlier on parted ways, with leaving us behind even a stronger party. My firm belief is that her departure, although hurting the organization, will not lead to our disintegration and should encourage us to even work harder in pursuit of our goals. I wish to appeal to you, my dear friends, to desist from unnecessary attacks of the person of OHT Wasebugwao, as this does not add any value to our political mission and is not in our culture as FDC. After consultation with the organs of the party, I will be appointing the caretaker deputy president within a period of 2 weeks to replace her. To Mama Sebugwao, I wish you well in whatever you hope to achieve for your country using the new assignment. The FDC doors remain open to you and whoever left before, just in case you may wish to return. God bless you all. One Uganda, one people. The party president, Patrick Amuriat Oboy. Now, Patrick Amuriat Oboy, just so you know, is also in question. Some people are saying that he is also likely to leave, but we don't know about that. But officially, Sebugwao has been sent packing since he has accepted the position of Minister State for ICT, of which they are not yet ready. They don't really know if at all she has the qualifications or she's qualified to handle that particular ministry, which is really interesting. Now, a person who doesn't know anything about ICT, that is what I've told you in the previous episode, that Museveni wants people who don't know anything about nothing or anything about the thing that he is deploying them to do. So that if he comes to, they won't be so nosy looking up to so many things. Now, Sebugwao is a person who doesn't know anything about ICT, whereas she's one of the directors in CBS. She's just a director, and she's a person who has invested a lot of money in the FDC. It is really sad for FDC, the position they are in. I do understand, but it is also a big lesson for NUP. We, the NUP, we the people power, we people who are fighting for change in Uganda, because what has happened in the FDC is on the end, but it's also going to happen to us as well. For a 70-year-old lady to leave the party and, just all of a sudden take on a position from the junta. So, what next? Sebugwao has left. She wields a lot of power in Mengo, as well as CBS Radio. When I was listening to CBS a couple of days ago, they said, now you have to, if you are bringing a political guest, you must first contact one of the producers to know whether that guest can come in or not, number one. So many changes are happening in Mengo as a result of Nabosa's switch. But maybe I wouldn't like to castigate her so much or to put her on the cross. I always think, for example, when I start blaming so many people, at times I sit back and look at myself and I'm like, maybe the problem is with me. Maybe the problem is not with that particular individual. Maybe I am the problem, and that is why people are leaving my particular party. I think as the FDC should reflect on itself and try to not look at the people who have left, but try to look at them as a party and try to understand that maybe it is them that is actually technically forcing people out of their party rather than consolidating them in one way or the other. Right? Because there is that scenario where you are the problem, but because you react to someone's particular move and then you say, oh no, you are the problem, not me. Maybe you FDC have to work on yourselves as well, because the departure of Sebugwao is a very big thorn in your whatever, what do you call it? It's a very big thorn in you. Now, this other issue, there is something else that I would like to show you here that is really interesting. One of the diehards of the FDC, a lady known as, I think, Nyanjura Dorin. Nyanjura Dorin says I think she's likely to be the deputy mayor for Kampala. Now, Nyanjura Dorin said that she knew that Nabosa Sebugwao has been a mole all along, and she is aware of this lady. So it's just that the FDC has always, tried to, they have Okay, now let me bring you this message that Najula Dorin wrote, one of the FDC diehards, in reply to Nabosa Sebugwao's appointment. Okay. So Najula Dorin said this. So she said that she's the counselor for Makerere. Oftentimes we know those that are not firm in the party, those that met Museveni at night but be the opposition during the day. We fear the public, we fear being bashed, and we keep those spies in the party. We keep them because we want to keep the numbers in the parliament and at least be in charge of the opposition. Unfortunately, when the truth finally comes out, it's too late. No one believes us when we tell them that we knew so and so was in talks with the junta. I guess now you know why Katonga was created. Unfortunately, it was also infiltrated, and it continues to struggle to identify and shake off the infiltrators. For long, some of us that have advocated for exposure and expulsion of double elements are always reminded how political parties can't be built like that. Personally, I was not shocked by Owechitiwa being on the list. I was only shocked that it's only her that was on the list and others were left out. We are still with them in the party. They make decisions on behalf of the party. The FDC was created on the premise of a liberation movement. This is because the environment in which we operate today can't give a free and fair playing ground to political parties. Unfortunately, the premise on which it was founded got diverted into settling to operate in the suffocating environment. The time is now for us not just to change gears, but to return to the liberation struggle as it should be and as we know it. To those in the FDC liberation, do not despair. It is when it is darkest that the struggle to find light intensifies. I can state without fear of contradiction that our struggle is going to take on a new trend, and that will soon deliver our country liberation. Now that's one of the big shots in FDC replying to Owechitiwa Sebugwao's departure. So Owechitiwa Sebugwao's departure is really sad for the FDC as well as for Buganda region, and we wish her all the best. Such are the challenges of fighting dictatorships and juntas, especially if a dictator has a lot of money and if it is so entrenched and wields a lot of power. But I believe, me and you, Sebugwao won't be in that position for more than 2 years or even a year. Like I told you, this cabinet that Museveni has chosen is just a smoke screen for something beneath. There is a much bigger cabinet of young people that Museveni talked of that are rich as well as that are children of veterans that are going to be running the show, but from the background. Such that if the US is targeting people for sanctions, they target people like the Sebugwaos, the sacrificial lambs, and so on and so forth. So, sad day for FDC, but as NUP, we should prepare for such moments. How do we prepare for it? It's simple. We have to groom as many people as possible, as many children as possible. We have to train as many people as possible, such that if people like Sebugwao leave, there is always a replacement. We must be able to dispose of people as well as being able to replace as many people as possible. If we can do that, if such things happen, people who do such moves will not even be missed in the party. Thank you very much for listening. Bless you.